Gears of War 4 is not just another Gears of War game, but a lot of new things for the series in general. This Gears of War wasn't made by Epic Games, but instead it was made by the developer, the Coalition. The Coalition previously worked on Gears of War Ultimate Edition, and now they're back with a true sequel to the main series that's pretty much the start of a brand new trilogy. Gears of War 4 takes place 25 years after the events of Gears of War 3. You play as JD, Marcus Phoenix's son, with a team consisting of JD's friends, Del Walker and Kate Diaz. Marcus acts as the mentor to the group, almost like an old Han Solo figure to this game essentially. He may be old and wrinkly now, but he's still a badass. In terms of the gameplay, there's a lot of new things for you to experience. Enemies consist of robots and Sarin aliens that attack you in swarms, and this puts a really big pressure on you during firefights on the battlefield. It's something that should really please fans who love the challenges of the original Gears of War. You won't be stuck in traditional firefights too long either. The entire game lasts about 5 acts and you'll be put in different fighting scenarios in each one. Whether it's riding a motorcycle in the forest while trying to take down a giant enemy ship, or the implementation of the Horde mode in the campaign. There's plenty of change in the gameplay of the campaign to keep it from feeling repetitive. Oh, and did I mention co-op split screen? That's actually a thing in the campaign, something that is pretty rare to hear now in 2016. You'll also get to use your favorite badass weapons from previous entries in the series like the Lancer, but you also get to try out some new weapons like the Buzzkill, which is my personal favorite. It's a gun launcher that shoots out buzzsaws, slicing anything in its path. There's also the Overkill, which is pretty much just a double barrel shotgun that will come in handy if you ever have to deal with those pesky little robots. Visually speaking, this is a nice looking game, but the graphics aren't the impressive part of Gears of War 4. Instead, it's the use of the wind mechanics or the wind flares throughout the outside sections of the campaign. These wind flares play a pretty decent part into the story too. After the use of the motion countermeasure weapon in Gears of War 3, Planet Sera started to form an abundance of wind flares on the surface of the planet. In response, the COG built giant city walls to protect its citizens from the flares and declared martial law, basically saying that no one is allowed outside the city walls. Some people didn't really agree with these ideals, and so they live outside the city walls and constantly have to deal with these winds. So when we play Gears of War 4, there's some crazy scenes where the wind flares will destroy the environmental elements that essentially create routes for you to explore or help destroy enemies. What's even more impressive is that these winds also affect the weapons you use too. Take for instance the buzzsaw. This weapon shoots ammo pretty slowly, so when there's a strong wind in the area, the saw will actually curve to the breeze of the wind. It adds a sense of strategy to the game. Be aware of your surroundings, use the environment to your advantage, and choose your weapons wisely. Outside of the campaign is the Gears of War beloved multiplayer mode. You'll have the chance to play classic game modes like Team Deathmatch, King of the Hill, and Warzone, but there's also some pretty cool new additions like the addition of the Arms Race game mode. It's essentially the gun game from Call of Duty but brought to Gears of War. You're supposed to get 3 kills with every weapon as you slowly begin to upgrade your weapon arsenal. Horde mode has gotten a pretty decent upgrade since Gears of War 3. Whenever you kill an enemy, you get a resource chip that you can bring back to your base. You use these chips to buy new weapons and equipment for your team to use. The overall sense of teamwork is really emphasized in Horde mode because the resources that you guys earn from killing enemies is shared among your team members. So when one person buys a weapon or a piece of equipment, that affects the total amount of resources available to the entire team, not just that person. Escalation is another mode, but it's essentially just a 13-round multiplayer mode that's pretty fun, but it takes way too long to finish, usually lasting anywhere between 40 to 45 minutes, so if you don't have the time to play this, it's probably something you should avoid. Gears of War is available on both the Xbox One and the PC. On the Xbox One, the game targets 1080p with adaptive resolution. This means that the game adjusts the gameplay resolution according to what's happening on the screen. This helps the game run at a smoother 60 frames per second, and rarely does it ever drop below 60 frames per second. The only time this game drops below 30 frames per second is when you're playing Horde mode, which is most likely due to the number of enemies on screen along with the 5-person party size. For the PC port, I have to say this is probably the most impressive Universal Windows application of this year. There's so many customization options for the visuals of this game on the PC side, so if you're a PC Master Race enthusiast, you should be pretty happy. Gears of War 4 is a pretty impressive installment into the series. It does a lot of new things under the direction of a new developer that adds a new coat of paint to the series while keeping it feeling just as fun as the previous entries in the series. Gears of War 4 is definitely worth checking out if you have an Xbox One or a PC that can run the game, are a fan of the series already, or just want to start getting into it. And that's pretty much my review of Gears of War 4. Thank you all very much for watching the review. As always, if you have any questions about the game, feel free to ask me in the comment section below or on Twitter at Luis_GVN. If you want to watch me live stream some video games, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. It notifies you when I go live, as well as when I upload a new video. As always, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.